Come back in online class. Dear students, how are you? I think that you are very well by the grace of Almighty. I am also very fine, but it is a matter of sorrow that COVID-19 has broken out an epidemic form. So all the institutions are closed down. In this regard, our government has taken online class for your betterment. In this respect, I come again to take an online class, basically for the students of class 9 and 10. Okay, dear students, now I introduce myself. I am Samiran Roy, Assistant English Teacher, Banishanta Pinak Pani High School, Takop Khunla. Before going to the class, I will give you some words. Please follow the board. Though, although, when, since, as, but, so that. Dear learners, do you know what are they? Okay, these are connectors. These are connectors. Okay, so our today's topic is connectors. Please take your notebook and write down our today's topic, connectors. Dear learners, do you know what is connectors? Okay, to continue or to maintain a logical sequence of a sentence for its meaning this is called connectors. Dear students, please follow the board. To maintain a logical sequence of a sentence for its meaning, this is called connectors. Today, we will discuss about connectors, how these connectors put in a sentence or we will use in a sentence. Before going to discuss about these rules, I will give you some words. Please write down these words on your notebook. To continue a story, we will use some words. What are these words? At first, firstly, secondly, thirdly, next, after, before, then, at last, lastly, finally, etc. Dear students, when we continue a story, then we will some use connectors. What are they? At first, firstly, secondly, thirdly, next, after, before, then, at last, lastly, finally, etc. Now we will follow an example. Okay, dear learners, please follow the board. One day, Rohim went to a market. At first, he went to a book stall, then he went to a coffee house, next he went to a shopping mall, at last he bought a shirt and came back home. Dear learners, here is a passage or a story. In this story, I use some connectors. What are they? At first, then, next, at last. These are connectors, and I used them in this story for continue its logical sequence. Okay, dear students, now we will discuss another rule. Please follow the board. Do you know what is reason? Okay, reason. When we will find reason, then we will use some connectors. What are they? They are for this reason, because, as, since, because of, on account of, such as, etc. Okay, dear students, when we will find any reason, then we use for this reason, because, as, since, because of, on account of, etc. Now we follow or we will see an example. As he was tired, he could not go to school. In this sentence, as is a connector. Okay, dear students, now I will discuss about another rules of connector. Please follow the board. Examples. When we find any examples about anything, then we use first connectors. Okay, for examples, for instance such as namely, etc. Okay, dear students, please follow the board and write down these words in your notebook. For examples, for instance, such as namely. These are used in sentence to maintain a logical sequence at the time of examples. Okay, dear students, we will discuss another rules of connectors in my next class. So, dear students, please stay at home and keep sound and well hearted. Okay, dear students.